Hi, this is Peggy Miller. I'm a medical herbalist. My business is Highland Winds LLC, and this is a podcast series on medical herbalism, both Chinese and Ayurvedic herbalism. It's what I've studied and practiced in for many years. And if you go to the intro, you can hear more about me. And I recommend that you skim over the overview segments as well. Right now, we're in the maintenance. This is maintenance 6. It's the segment 6, which is I'm going to be talking about 40 and 50-year-olds. So if another age group fits better, either go backwards or there'll be forward ones too. So let's just leap right into the 40s and 50s and what I wanted to talk about here. Last time I talked about 30s and 40s, obviously. And the reason I pair a couple is because people vary greatly. And if you're in your 30s, you could be already moving into 40-year-old types of issues. And if you're in your 40s, you can either be in your 30s in terms of what is happening in your body development-wise, impact of stress, etc., or in your 50s or in your 40s. So this is 40s and 50s. And I have treated clients in virtually all the age groups and also have studied the impacts of stress on the various ages. And so I hope you'll give this a little bit of listening to and thought and listen to a few of the others, because basically with maintenance, and in maintenance 1 and 2, I talk about what symptoms mean you're not in maintenance. You should be going to a medical herbalist with a full consult. You've got a chronic problem and it needs addressing. But if you're generally healthy, don't have any of those set symptoms, but just basically want to use herbs to try to continue to be healthy and want to learn more about that, that's what this is about. In the 40s and 50s, if you haven't used herbs until this time, then you will be experiencing some things that need even greater attention. But let's first just say you've been using some herbs, but you're still, in essence, if you've been using herbs like I talk about in the 30s and 40s or the 20s and 30s, you've been nourishing blood somewhat, you've been periodically clearing blood stagnation or key stagnation, you're in generally good health. The only thing really you need to do is step it up a little bit more. As you age, the impacts of your general environment, whether it's stress, your love of exercise, your particular diet issues, those things have an even greater impact as you age. Part of the natural degeneration of the body is that it gets a little drier, and the functions of building yin, moving blood, nourishing blood, the different functions of the organs don't work quite as well, just as a natural phenomena of getting older. So you need to step up the blood nourishment, increase the concentration on goji berries and on prepared Armanian cornus and schizandra. Look at amla, which is a great yin and blood tonic and a great antioxidant with huge amounts of vitamin C. Increase the amount of sprouts. Start looking at green juices more often. That sort of thing. It's really just an increase. But let's say you haven't used herbs much at all, and you're just beginning to notice that your body isn't responding like it did before. Well, yes, you definitely can deal with that. And let me talk about some of the things you might be noticing in particular. Yin deficiency. At this age of 40 and 50s, especially if you haven't been taking yin herbs or using the correct diet or both, then you may start to notice yin deficiency signs. Uh, your feet may feel way hotter than usual. You may have an increase in night sweats. You may have a burning sensation in your chest and face, just a flushing, a feeling like something's not quite right. That can be signs of yin deficiency. In men, yin deficiency at this point, especially if you haven't had herbs up until this point, can start to enlarge the prostate. There are herbs that help with this. Romania 8 for prostate enlargement is a formula that's out there, and you can get it as pills. You can get it as tea. I also make it as tea. It's available. That helps enlarge prostate, and it helps other kidney yang deficiency signs, especially if you have a feeling of cold feet or cold hands, cold legs, or that type of thing, or you pee a lot during the night. That can all be kidney yang deficiency. And get on the herbs. They will help a lot. Romania 8 will help a lot. Romania 6 is for just strict kidney yin deficiency. And so if night sweats have become a friend of yours, and burning feet, lower backache, signs of that nature, then kidney yin deficiency is beginning to show up, and you need to take more of the herbs that you find in what the formula called Romania 6. Prepared Romania is one. Diascorea, which is a Chinese yam, is another. Cornus is another. I also recommend on a regular basis amla and goji berries. They help a great deal, plus control any sugar spikes from your diet. Blood stagnation is another thing that by this point, male or female, you've had a number of falls, scrapes, menstrual cycles, etc. Women are starting to really feel menopausal changes coming on. So you need to treat these things. These are natural parts of the body, hormonal changes in both male and female, and different herbs can help a great deal. Dangi can help both male and female a great deal. This is the point where things like blood stagnation can cause, especially in the liver, but also in the heart. It can cause fibroids to have grown. Heart valves can get stuck, liver cirrhosis. There even can be what's partial sudden. If you experience a sudden paralysis in one part of your face, that can be key stagnation and or blood stagnation in certain yang channels in the body. When they're cleared, that will go away. Clots can appear in arteries due to, falls, just due to the spleen and the liver not working as well as they did. So these are the types of symptoms that can occur more in the 40s and 50s, just as a part of, getting older, the buildup of not quite the perfect diet over time, or just your liver getting a little bit tired, not doing quite the job it did. So blood stagnation needs to be cleared. There are herbs for this. Dan Shen is one herb. Frankincense is another. I make an ointment, which is great for, if you've hurt a joint or pulled a tendon. I use it. I include frankincense in it because if you've injured something, usually there is a small amount of stagnant blood in the area, and it needs to be cleared. So in the ointment, which has a lot of nervines to help soothe and heal the nerves that are part of the injury, it also includes frankincense to help clear blood. But danchen's another good. Myrrh is great. It is good for clearing blood both in the upper, the chest area, but also in the abdomen. If you've started to develop fibroids, take a look at a combination of things like myrrh as well as turmeric, barberry, different things of this nature, cod liver oil, castor oil. warmed and placed on the abdomen can work wonders. But it's a good thing to, once every 8 months or so, do a small blood clearing or get some kind of ointment that's got blood clearers in it, as well as nervines. Some of the nervines are oat straw. Skullcap is a great one. Passion flower is another one. Mugwort's another nervine. Lavender is even a very gentle nervine that you can use and drink as tea. I make a good fennel lavender tea, which is lovely. Nice flavor, but it also has got a very gentle nervine, and fennel is really good for the stomach and the abdomen. And at this point, you might be starting, speaking of stomach, you could easily have ulcer-type symptoms by this time, especially if you haven't used herbs. Stress by this age, 40s and 50s, can really build up to strong acid reflux symptoms, strong stomach burping, gas, that sort of thing. Signs of the beginning of a peptic ulcer. Okay, if it's just starting, all kinds of herbs can help. Champi, which is tangerine peel, CHENPI, that helps with acid reflux. Fennel, cardamom, mint, all help the stomach. Increasing yin combined with these things, like using an herb called glenia or another herb called ophiopogon, can help lung yin as well as stomach yin. And those can do a great job. If you clear the liver at the same time, a lot of times if the liver is stagnant because of blood stagnation or because of qi stagnation, it can build up and dump into the stomach. If this is happening, just using the first herbs, like the fennel or the cardamom, can help, but only very temporarily. You've got to clear the liver. If it's an ulcer type situation, add a little comfrey to it, even just for a day or two. If you use comfrey in your tea along with some fennel, along with cardamom, you might be able to cure the symptoms, the early ulcer, peptic ulcer type symptoms very quickly. Don't use comfrey too long, but a night or two, a little bit of it in your tea, and you'd be surprised. It can really work wonders. So these are some of the things for blood stagnation and for the stomach. For qi stagnation and qi deficiency, you might be just simply feeling a lot of fatigue by this time. You work hard, you play hard, you may have a family that you're going home to and you're trying to do right by them. All the different things that add up at this point can mean that you have to pay attention to qi deficiency, energy deficiency. And so you need codonopsis or astragalus. The ginsengs all can help increase qi. If your spleen, if you've got mucus at the same time, if that's suddenly seeming to appear more, you're getting more colds, there's just more mucus, that, and if you're feeling fatigue at the same time, that's spleen qi deficiency. And there is a set formula called 4 Major Herbs that's great. I even have a YouTube on it. You can see that on spleen qi deficiency. I describe the 4 herbs and how to make the tea. And you can find it on the open market. 4 Major Herbs is out there, and you can find it. And I also make it and sell it as a tea. So qi deficiency is important, whether it's spleen or whether it's the heart. You need lung qi deficiency is a constant, and you need to keep that qi bolstered, because if the lungs don't have enough energy at this point, you'll develop more junk in your lungs because they won't have enough to kick it out. Those are some of the things facing you as 40 and 50-year-olds for maintenance. I hope this has helped. I'm Peggy Miller. I'm with Highland Winds LLC. I'm a medical herbalist, and I'll be next doing 50s and 60s. So pay attention to that one too, if that sounds good, or backtrack to some of the others. And I hope that you have a great day. I'm talking right now in the middle of summer, and I'm loving it. So you have a good one, and I'll take care. Bye.